Good morning, everybody. Uneducated Economist here. So I got a little bit of mail call for you guys I want to open up, but I also wanted to talk about interest rates. Tim asked me to do a video to try and start a conversation to discuss interest rates and where these interest rates are headed, because pretty much if you asked anybody out there, interest rates are going to stay low for the foreseeable future, and like there's no scenario out there with interest rates rising like forever. And I just don't see that. I mean, at some point, interest rates will rise. They have no other choice. And the main thing is that if interest rates stay low forever, if the Federal Reserve continues into their weakening policy, money printing policy, they will eventually have put themselves into a point where they will be irrelevant. They cannot weaken the currency forever because eventually it will become worthless and nobody will want it. That is not something I feel the Federal Reserve is going to do on purpose. Politicians might do it. Other central banks around the world have done it in the past, mainly because they are trying to deal with the fact that they were voted into office and they were trying to maintain their job. Federal Reserve is an independent banking system, hopefully making choices independently. Not that I believe that that is truly happening, but that's the idea behind it. So the Federal Reserve hopefully would have the idea that they would not make decisions that would run themselves into the ground and make themselves irrelevant. Politicians might do that, but I don't think a private banking system would. Okay. So, with the belief that the Federal Reserve would not crash themselves on purpose, they would have to raise interest rates at some point in the future in order to prevent that from happening. Now, there's a lot of things that are happening around the world right now that does not give them reason to want to raise interest rates right now. Mainly, it's because they are trying to keep the exports of the United States going. That's the number one excuse. Okay, that's the number one thing that you hear out there, is that by weakening the currency, the nation that does that will be able to increase their exports to the other nations out there. The only problem with it is that all the other nations out there that you export to are weakening their currencies in the same time, making your efforts to weaken your currency pretty much useless. Now, that's the view that's taken place out there right now, and the United States is calling all these nations currency manipulators. That has the people's attention. Now, what else is going on out there that nobody really seems to be talking about is that there is bonds that are written in U.S. dollars that don't have anything to do with the United States or the corporations of the United States. These are foreign nations, foreign corporations borrowing money in U.S. dollars. Those things are due in U.S. dollars. So when those foreign nations are getting paid, they're getting paid in their local currency. They need to transfer that over into U.S. dollars, get their dollars, and pay back their bonds. Here's the problem. If the dollar keeps getting stronger, it makes it even more difficult for those guys to pay back their bonds. And when you start having bond defaults, it can turn into contagion. Meaning that one bond default starts leading into other people defaulting on theirs, and so on, and it starts creating a domino effect. And that's the case that we have going on over in China right now, because there is a lot of bond defaults taking place. So I think about this for a little bit. It was like, is the Federal Reserve really trying to weaken the currency so much so we can keep our exports going, or are they seeing the demand for the dollar growing so big that they may not even be able to print enough to supply the world with enough dollars? See, there is a shadow banking system, there's shadow currency system out there across the world right now. Jeff Snyder and George Gammon did a great video. We've talked about this many times, but they had a great video where they discussed this in detail. George did a great whiteboard video talking about the same thing. There is a demand for dollars that is not seen. You can't find it in any paperwork. You can't find it on any chart. You can't see it out there. It is not being discussed. And the Federal Reserve and all the rest of the banking system has a tendency to just ignore this, but it is a very real thing. The shadow currency system out there is huge. It's vast, and it is very demanding of dollars. And when you have that switch, where all of a sudden you can't roll over your old debt into new debt, you need to pay off that old debt, and you start demanding the dollars, and they realize that there is a hell of a lot more demand for dollars than there is actual dollars in existence, then you start having pretty heavy slowdown. People stop spending, investors stop investing. And when they stop investing and you can't get money to be borrowed, or you can't borrow money, you'll start paying any interest rate in order to get somebody to give you some money. That's the scenario that I see taking place. Right now, we're just going into it. Right now, they're just trying to figure it out. It was just like, man, how big is this? How much is there? How much demand is it going to take? And so as they weaken the currency to try and deal with this, everybody's exports all of a sudden just go to crap. And they're like, you can't do this. Our exports, our products, everything that we make money from, we can't sell it because you're weakening your currency so much. So we weaken our currency as well, creating even more of a problem. See, they can keep playing this. They can keep trying. They can keep shoving out the stimulus checks and saying they're not big enough, and then they'll do another one in another 6 months or 6 weeks or 6 days. Pretty soon, it'll come to a point where they will just have to just pretty much just hand you money every single day forever. And then that money will float on the streets and nobody will want it. Or people start to default, people start feeling some pain about their bad investments, and you start taking some losses. Those who have saved will now get an opportunity to get a return on their investment with a higher interest rate. I just don't see interest rates staying low for the foreseeable future, like forever, simply because that would mean that the system will definitely crash. If interest rates stay low forever, it will crash. But at some point, if you raise the interest rates up, well, you might be able to continue the system on for a little bit longer. But to say that they're going to go down and stay down from now on means that there is definitely an end out there somewhere. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. That's the reasons why I think interest rates are going to rise. The irrational exuberance coming from these low interest rates are eventually going to force the Federal Reserve to do something about the inflated asset prices. They will raise the interest rates. Housing, stock market, bonds, all that stuff will come down. It'll be a taper tantrum like you have never seen before. And I don't know when that'll happen. I just know that it's going to happen at some point. And the farther we go out in time, the more likely that scenario is going to happen. So, again, I couldn't tell you when. I just know that it is happening. And it will happen at some point, regardless of all the talk about how it'll be forever low interest rates from now on. Can't happen, won't happen. You know, I mean, they can try it, but then the system will crash, and then we'll have to start something all brand new again, which could be the whole intentions of it, and then we'll start with digital currency after that. So if that's the discussion, maybe that's what we can talk about, is that, you know, are they crashing the system so they can start up a digital currency system? I mean, I could go with that, but I don't think so. I don't think that's what's happening. Okay. Let's see. This is from, sorry guys, I don't want to use names because, you know, somebody was saying, hey, I'd really like to keep my, keep anonymous on it. So how about I just say where it came from, and then that way you know where it is. This came from Chesapeake. Thank you. Your show has inspired me to create Track 9, which is a creative tool to point people in the right direction. I appreciate your wisdom among so many alternative avenues to research the economy. Blessings to you and your family. Okay. Hashtag. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say the name on this because I think you're trying to promote your CD here. I'm guessing this is it stories or is it music? I Won, A True Story by Neanda. Did I say that right? I'm sorry. Very cool. I am so looking forward to seeing this. Blessings to you and yours for your willingness to hear this project. I pray it gets to your ears and heart well. Well, now I am incredibly intrigued. Thank you so much. I am looking forward to popping this into the CD player and hearing what you have to say. Very interesting. Okay, so this one is from Newton. Let's go with the first name, Alexander. I'm guessing Alexander. Okay. Oh, it's a long letter. The Candle Makers Petition. We candle makers are suffering from the unfair competition of foreign rival. The foreign manufacturer of light has such an advantage over us that he floods our domestic markets with this product. And he offers it a fantastically low price. The moment this foreigner appears in our country, all our customers desert us and turn to him. As a result, the entire domestic industry is rendered completely stagnant. Well, I'm going to continue to read that. That's already pretty interesting. Oh, wow, bro. Oh, my gosh. Huh. Thank you. Oh, wow. There's no other letter? Just this? Hello, thank you for your time you put into this channel. It is a pleasure to listen to someone with a practical take on things. I am including an abridged, I'm sorry, you guys know I'm a terrible reader, version of Frederick Bastit's Candlemaker Petition in order to start a conversation about the protectionist legislature. Please share your take on it and let us know if you come across protectionism in the lumber industry. My friend, the Nutty Privacy Advocate, alias, who is also your subscriber, had a birthday recently. Please give him a shout out. Happy birthday, the Nutty Privacy Advocate. All right, we'll go check out his channel later. Everybody go check out the Nutty Privacy Advocate, just because they were so cool into sending me this letter to advertise that, or at least Alex was. The source for the Candlemakers Petition, fee.org articles at Candlemaker Petition. Enjoy a few cups of coffee on me. Cheers, Alex. Thank you. Thank you so much. I will try and put a link to this Candlemakers Petition into the description of this video, and maybe later on today I'll come out and I'll read this petition and we'll discuss this particular topic, because that is a great idea, and I will try and find something that maybe relates to the discussion as far as something that's in the lumber industry, since you asked about that. I think that is a great idea. Thank you so much, Alex. So please, if you're watching the video, go down into the description. I will leave a link to the Candlemakers Petition, and then later on today, this afternoon, we'll come out, we'll do another video where I'll read this, and then maybe we'll discuss that petition and what it has to say. Thank you. What a great idea. I really appreciate that. I don't want to keep you guys here forever. Let me see if I can get through these. Okay, I think this one... well, I thought it might have been from Nathan, but... the guy, Nathan, who sent me the mirror, he emailed me yesterday saying that he... what did I do with my knife? He emailed me yesterday saying that he had sent me a book. And did I put it in my pocket? I guess it is in my pocket. Oops. You know, I love pocket knives. This particular pocket knife a buddy gave me when I was 20 years old. And I've gone through a bunch of knives. Like, you know, you misplace them, you lose them. They, you know, get stuck somewhere and you forget where they're at. But this particular one has been with me the entire time. I've never lost it. I carry it pretty much every single day. And yeah, this is my favorite knife. All right, well, my camera fell, so I'm gonna have to edit part of that out. Sorry guys, I still haven't opened it yet, so bummer. All right, cool. So I've been trying, guys. I read a little bit. I can get about 2 or 3 pages in, and my mind just starts to wander. I have a terrible reading comprehension problem. I have struggled with it my entire life, which is really, kind of odd considering that I have this channel and I do a lot of reading of news articles and maybe some Federal Reserve speeches. But you guys, you wouldn't believe how difficult that is for me. Sometimes I have to read a news article 3-4 times before I can get it to set in. So yeah, it's reading is a very difficult challenge for me, and I have all these wonderful books that people have sent me that I would just love to get the information out of, and I really envy people who can, who can pick up a book and just like blast through it. Like, I read that book in 2 or 3 days or whatever, and I just like envy that. I so wish I could do that. The gift of dyslexia. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, what else we have in here? Oh my gosh, that's heavy. What? That is really heavy. I want to set it right there for a second while I read this. I'll put it right there. Thank you for all the great content on macroeconomics. Listening to your show helps me stay curious and motivated and to try and understand something about the unseen forces that affect our lives. Throughout the years, I have accumulated silver and Bitcoin. I picked up some pieces of silver you could add to your collection and appreciate in appreciation for the education and entertainment you provide through your show. I've also included a book you might like. Several times I heard you mention that you struggle with a reading disability. I too struggle with similar problems in school. I barely made it out of high school, and even though I was in the easiest classes, some would call I don't like using the word, you know the word. We don't have to say it. Some would call the class. I think the teachers felt sorry for me or thought so little of me that they just gave me a passing grade. I feel the same thing, dude. I felt that exact same thing. I ended up going to a junior college mostly to just play football. If I ever had gone, that's the same what I would have done. I would have gone for something other than the education purpose. Probably just go and chase girls. During that time, I figured out a way to read and learn that, and very similar to what is taught in this book, The Gift of Dyslexia. School became much easier. I started getting straight A's. I became enthusiastic about school. I ended up getting into medical school and sitting next to kids that had come from schools such as Columbia, Harvard, and Yale. Needless to say, I felt out of place. I bet you feel the same way. Yeah, sometimes I do, considering when I watch some other videos out there, some of the other guys who talk economics and stuff like that, yeah, I feel really out of place. Sometimes I feel it's just like, man, why are you even here? I mean, are you even stepping in grounds you even shouldn't be? I think about that a lot. Yeah. You are now in the ranks of highly educated economists and reporters. As a matter of fact, I find your reporting and analysis much more useful than anything I hear on Bloomberg, CNBC, Fox News, and the like. Keep up the good work. Thanks. Thank you, bro. Very cool. Some state quarter proofs. This one's from Washington, which you can't really see it because the window's all foggy, but right on the other side of the river, that's Washington. Very cool. Oh, here's another one from Oregon. The Oregon Washington state proof. Very cool. These are nice. I do have a couple of proof quarters, state proof quarters, and I actually got those out of the till at work, if you can believe that. California, right on, all the West Coast. Very cool. Wow, what's this one? Oh, is it Mexican? Nice. It looks like it's from the Olympics. I see some Olympic rings down there. This is cool. Very unique piece. That is going to be very cool for the collection. Awesome. Oh, another Libertad. Libertad. How do you say that? These things are very cool. I love these Mexican pieces. I only have a few of them, so that is awesome. Awesome stuff. Oh, wow. Wow, look at that one. Look at the detail. My gosh. And then, check it out. It looks like, I guess, is that like the Mayan calendar or something? I can hardly even see it. The detail is so fine. I'm going to have to bust out the magnifying glass to look at that one. Wow. Very cool, man. Gosh, there's still so many more pieces in here. The Warriors? Spartan? That's cool. Alright. Boy, this video is going to be kind of long. Whoa. Oh, whoa, man. Oh, wow. Is that a 10-ounce bar? Oh my gosh. Oregon, 33rd state. Oh, it's sterling. Oh, that's cool. It's a sterling silver bar. 5,000 grains. Awesome. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of sterling bullion. I have one piece, I think. I think it was a 1,000 grain bar I have. Man, very cool. This is awesome pieces for the collection, man. And I am going to keep all this in the same little pouch that you sent it in, so I will always remember which pieces. Oh, there's still more. There's still another piece in here. A 1-ounce bar. Daniel Boone. Man, I so appreciate it. This is so cool. What a great Christmas gift. Man, I can't thank you enough. You know, I had both my mom and my sister have been thinking about buying silver lately, and it's kind of funny how I've been talking about silver for a long time, and it takes everybody like their time. Like, you know, they see it, they know about it, they hear about it, but until, like, you know, there's that moment that something happens that really gets you looking, you know. And I think they're starting to see that now. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all this stuff. This is really great, and I'm really looking forward to this book. All right, I got Got a couple more pieces. Oh gosh, guys, I'm sorry. I put the mail call right on top of it. Sorry, guys. All right, man, this video is getting into a half an hour. Okay, let's just do this last one. I do have a little bit more mail call, but maybe we'll do that at another time. Maybe this is the one that's from Nathan. All right, yeah, this is the one from Nathan. Thank you very much, Nathan. He sent me Jim Rogers' book. Oh, two of them. The Investment Biker and Adventure Capitalist. Awesome. Jim Rogers has probably been one of my most favorite economists out there. I really like listening to Jim Rogers talk. Anytime he ever does an interview, I am sure to, like, if I see his video pop up on an interview, I listen to it for sure. Excellent perspective on things. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for everything. And you know, I've said it many times before in this channel, but YouTube and the viewers here, the subscribers, the guys who comment, you guys have changed my life. You really have, and I can't thank you enough. You know, I got a lot of big plans that I want to do for the channel. I want to try and level the channel up a little bit, and to bring you guys some other perspectives. Try and do interviews. Try and do some stuff like that. And yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Uneducated Economist, you guys let me know.